All right, this one is from Will O.
Yo, I be on a beat and I'm way too lovey. If you're stepping incorrect, then I might get glovey indeed. All of these pages I turned and burned. Straight from the H-Mack, that's where I learned indeed. I studied him, then I be fucking watching a YouTube video. Then I be boshing up in the kitchen. Then I be ditching, switching up in my flow. In fact, whipping with my bro. Fuck me, G, I'ma come through in a hype train. And I be fucking overtaking. Catch me in a right lane, over that white shit indeed, spit loads. Riding around this track the road indeed, I don't care, trust me. Stepping incorrect and I damage him, and I make that road track comparison already been done before. Up in a rap game, I'm the lord, I swear down. All of these facts I blare now, and I don't really care now. Coming with a lyrical rare sound, talk about lyrics, my shit's finished cause I'm way too gone in the flow. Stretch too long, but I'm chilling with my bro indeed. Both of us on mic, we likely smash this. Then I might fucking take rhyme, catch this, then I fucking throw it back. I do not care, I'm singing chat. Wait, see how I'm flinging raps. Fuck me over this shit. I be coming in lyrically damager. Already said that, running out of stamina. This is off head chat, coming off top of the dome. I be like straight in a zone. I be that lyrical thug, and I'm stepping all the flows like I'm bringing out a mug. Indeed, I be going in gym and I'm getting too swollen. I eat more beats like food at a bowl. I be lyrically nice and I just stay rice. I ain't gonna show you that, bro. I'm gonna do with my bro and the facts, bro. Wait, already said, word to H-Mack. Trust me, G, he's got that DP. Word to H-Mack, and I had to repeat. Really, the GOAT in the game, he be going insane. I be floating, fucking break off the chain, and I never once hang with a lame. Don't know.
Hey, Will O, dope, man. Thank you so much for the submission. That was dope, man. I liked it. Lots of great stuff going on. I would say the highlight of that for me was the rhythm and the flow of it. I love that you went over the trap beat so that you could, which is an opportunity for like double time cadences and more kind of rhythmic variety, and you leaned into that and you were killing it in terms of the rhythm and the flow. Like, you were very much in the pocket the whole time. And I will say, for me, that's the most important part. I think that at the end of the day, when we're freestyling, we're making music, right? And so it has to feel good. And how do we make music feel good? Well, we have to be in the pocket and we have to have good rhythm. And so you were nailing that part. The flow was awesome. Lots of variety in the flow as well, which I loved. You would mix it up and change your cadence up and I mean, it was good. The rhythm was very on point. So I'm curious actually if you play any instruments or have studied music or anything like that, but the flow was really awesome. And then I would say, the area that you can work on would be kind of like the content and the coherency of what you're saying. So I think in the beginning, I'm hearing like in the first, like I would say the first 70% of that freestyle, I'm hearing a lot of kind of like crutches, or filler phrases, as we call them, which I use as well. So nothing wrong with filler phrases, but a lot of like kind of things coming back in, stepping incorrect, which is I use that one too, so it's a great one. But stepping incorrect came up 2 or 3 times, and then something that a lot of early freestylers deal with is, saying fucking or fuck or whatever, or shit on the shit fucking for the, swearing essentially to navigate through a freestyle, which is a very common thing because it's an easy way to kind of like fill in syllable gaps and fill up space. And so I hear that going on. I would say that long term, the goal should be to reduce that, not because there's anything wrong with swearing at all. You can swear as much as you want in your music, just because you want to be swearing when you really mean it and using those words to emphasize your message instead of using them kind of as a default to fill in space. So for me, I think like the biggest skill that you could work on in your freestyling is working on creating coherent phrases and that don't rely on crutches or filler material that's repeated throughout. So original coherent phrases. And so for me, the best way to practice that is either with a word generator or just the objects around the room, but just taking an object like remote and then coming up with some kind of coherent phrase, ideally in rhythm, that ends with the word remote. So I take control like I'm gripping the remote. Or got rappers on mute because I'm holding the remote. Turn up the volume like the remote. Don't change the channel if you holding the remote. So these are all, and those are short, kind of like half bar ones. You could practice doing longer ones too. Rappers think they cute, but I got them all on mute. I'm the one that's in control because I'm holding the remote. Turning up the volume, but don't change the channel. Keep it locked here if you holding the remote. Those are longer phrases, right? But they're coherent in the sense that they make sense, and the material that I'm using to form those phrases relates directly to remote. You know, if I was doing bottle, then we're going full throttle. But no, if you're going bottle, then short phrases would be like liquid, kind of like the water in the bottle. Spit H2O like what's inside the bottle. Go ahead and take a sip, all about the bottle. Half full, half empty. Peep the bottle, right? Or you could do the long phrases again, like positive or negative, half full, half empty. You tell me what you see in the bottle. Keep them hydrated. My flow would be moving like H2O when I pour it out the bottle. These aren't rhymes, by the way. These aren't rhyming couplets because I'm not practicing actually creating rhymes. I'm just practicing creating coherent phrases and sentences that make sense and have to do with the object, as opposed to relying on sort of like filler and stock kind of like things that you can say to buy time in between hitting the target words, which would be like, stepping up to me, don't fucking try it because I'm fucking rhyming and y'all know that I got the remote, right? So it works. It's nice in terms of like the rhythmic feel, and you're filling in that gap with words, which is not easy to do in and of itself, but those words don't have very much to do with a remote. So they kind of just can be said at any time. And then what ends up happening is often we start repeating ourselves and saying these same sort of like connective material all the time. So that would be my advice to you. And by the way, you can practice them out of rhythm too. Sometimes it's nice to even just get really kind of like basic with it and hone in and, you know, to be like what's something I could say about hand, you know, and it doesn't even have to be in rhythm. You just be like, I hold the whole entire planet inside of my hand, you know? Oh, there's something. All right, that makes sense. Or give me a sign like you're waving your hand, you know? Or I built this on my own. You ain't got to give me a hand, you know? I connect to beats kind of like the fingers to the hand. Predict the future. I read the palm. Give me your hand. You know, these aren't even in rhythm. And so you're just kind of training your mind to think about like a coherent, meaningful phrase that you could say about any word. And the last thing I wanted to say too is actually your like coherency got way stronger at the end when you started pulling in the objects, which I thought was really dope. I can't remember what the first object was. What was the first object?
Was it a teacup or was it?
Oh yeah, the mug. Yeah. When you pulled in the mug, now there was like this target and this frame of reference, and then you were able to create like coherent phrases about those things. And then you pulled in the bowl, and you said earlier I ate rice. So then it started to be more customized to the moment. And I think that's what was missing from the first part is you know, sort of like customized original phrases with coherency that felt like, oh, this is new. This is happening this one time in this freestyle. So that's what I would work on. But man, lots of great things already happening. Loved your energy, loved your vibe, loved the rhythmic flow, which is so much of the battle. You already got that going. I would much rather have a really solid rhythmic flow and need to work on the content and coherency than the other way around, because at the end of the day, it's music, it's rap, it needs to feel good, and you're already doing that part. So big shout out to Will O. Thank you so much for your submission, bro, and wishing you nothing but the best on your continued freestyle practice. I'm gonna have my eyes and ears open for you, man, and keep on doing your thing, bro. Much love.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
And he did write a message here. I just want to briefly, like, I thought it was kind of cool. He was saying how he wasn't even warmed up for this, but or no, he was warmed up, but he said it felt kind of average, but for him personally.
Yeah.
And I thought it was cool that he's just kind of like rode that wave and he's like hit send, and now it's on flow state, and that's dope, man.
Hell yeah, definitely, man. Well, that's the great thing about improvising is you it forces you to be honest. You can't fake it, and you can't artificially be above the level that you're actually at. That's why I really love improvising. You know, it has to happen in the moment, and so it's like the Navy SEAL thing of like, you don't rise to the occasion, you fall to the level of your training, and that's what happens when we freestyle. So yeah, it's not your like most inspired freestyle with the perfect circumstances that's a good representation of your skill level. It's actually the one where you were distracted, not warmed up, something went wrong, there was a problem with the headphones, the mic messed up, the sound system was messed up, somebody was yelling something from this side that distracted you. then how do you sound? That's your level, you know? So I really respect the fact that that Will sent us one that he felt was his average baseline. That's awesome, dude. You got the right mindset around it. And that's the mindset that's going to allow you to grow and get really good. So, man, I'm not worried about you getting better and progressing because you're looking at it the right way. So, shout out to Will.
Shout out Will.